Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Strafegal. We're doing some Final Fantasy IV randomizer because, of course, we are. I've got a few people who are actually planning on joining in and racing with me on a couple of these. So I'm going to be excited to have their time showing up in the comments, hopefully, or maybe a link to some other videos. Looks like we've got a Sid start, which is great. I'm going to jump right in. This is the standard Highway to the Zenith Zone flags, I believe, still. So let's go. The Wario Sid. And a Rosa. That is a pretty perfect start. Baron Key. Not bad. I'm okay with that. That gives me a pretty clear starting point after I go through the basic beginning of the game. I'm digging this so far. So because I've got Baron Key, I'm actually going to hit Baron last, because I'm planning on wrapping there. So I'll collect those items last. We're going to start actually over here, a little bit out of the ordinary, maybe, but I feel like it's a good start. I'm also gonna try. I'm trying something a little different than what I've done in the past. We're gonna. Or I'm actually. I'm very bad about actually taking notes during these because the first couple runs where I tried taking notes, whoops, I completely botched. Like I always had to keep stopping to do it. So I'm gonna try again. I haven't done it in a long time. Specifically in this case, I want to write down where the shops are so that I don't end up looking for them later. So let's see what we've got in Toroya. Not worth writing down. I mostly want to write down where sirens, coffins, stuff like that is. Perfect. Yeah, because I can't afford any of that right now. Well, no. We should be able to buy a couple cabins, maybe. We don't know what characters we're getting yet, so I don't want to start selling stuff. But yeah, let's grab our cabins. Let's grab a Star Veil and an Hourglass. When we find Hourglass 1s, we'll buy those instead because they're cheaper. Oh my gosh. It may have been faster to just duck into a shop and back out. Where is it? Come on. Missed. Ogrex is good. That's very good for a Sid. Bacchus Wine is good. Okay. Kaipo. We're gonna go check who the Sandra B character is real quick. Cecil. I'm okay with that. There's the Hourglass ones. Life, Bacchus, Thor Rage, Cabin, Starvale, Hourglass. So just to be clear, the reason we specifically put those ones there, Capo, Life, Hourglass, 1. The reason we're doing that is specifically, I want 1 Starvale in case I run into Wyvern. I want hourglasses, a couple hourglasses in case I run into one of the bosses that uses or that is vulnerable to stop. I want, like, even if I can't get all of them right away, I can get 1, and that's what I need for the specific bosses that it's good against. Yes, there's more than one boss that's Starvales are good against, but there's one big one that you need it for. So getting that 1 is really important to me. Second Wind Spear. Bow. Bandana. That's good. I'm not gonna do the hovercraft yet. Don't really need to yet. Let's check Hobbs quick. Actually, yeah, we'll just do this change. We'll start with actually, we're gonna do Diamond because Rosa can use the bandana and she can't use the Diamond helm. Oh, she can use Wizard. Sure. We'll go Wizard and then bandana for Sid. Just to be clear, I put the bow on Sid and then took it back off because if you equip a bow, it will give them the long range quality even if you take it back off. Another Cecil with Bygone. Okay, we could do this. Should be pretty straightforward here. Okay, so that's a second Cecil. We're gonna definitely want to hit ordeals relatively soon, unless I want to. Oh no, we can jump level them later if we need to. I'm not sure we've got what we want for ordeals. Well, no, we're actually in okay shape even, unless depending on who the bosses end up being. Dark Knight Cecil's terrible, so that's not terribly good, but as long as we get a decent sword for him, Cecil's the best character in the game by a large margin. Oop. Oop. Come on. Kabul. Not sure why I went over here. Yeah, that's not worth anything. Nope. Just to be exceptionally clear, Sid is starts higher level than most people. He starts with a better weapon at least than most people, and we got one of his best weapons right out the gate. Um, Moon Boss. They're gonna start spamming virus. We need to take them out quick. That's not good. I believe killing one of them breaks that part of the script. At worst, we've got multiple targets on the field now. Still got multiple targets on the field. That's not what I wanted to do. Crap. That's actually really not good. Yeah. Oh, crap. I hadn't saved in a while. Yeah, fine. We may actually be able to skip using that firebomb on Bygone. Okay, good. Use that firebomb on D-Lunar to make that fight go a little faster. And honestly, I may skip the D-Lunar spot or that Fubul Gauntlet for now, and we'll come back and do that with a couple more characters, because the D-Lunar fight in that spot should not be that hard if we had a few more levels and slash or a couple more characters to split those attacks between. We basically just need the sheer number of chemists for it. I'm actually kind of okay with not accidentally using my Star Veil also. So, yeah. Yeah, let's poke our head in here. And then maybe go back to Baron. Baron seems like a good next spot. Shaping up towards an edge. Let's do a few Qs. A few illusions. Those shouldn't be super important here. Oop. Okay, we'll pop in, check here. Let's grab some exits. That leaves us with a pretty good idea of where the other items we are potentially looking for will be. So we should be able to do... I'm thinking we'll do Baron Inn pretty much regardless of who the character is. Oop. And from there we'll do Baron Castle. Should be pretty straightforward. I need a good shorthand for that. We'll make a spreadsheet or something. Zeus Rage is good. Silver Sword, that'll give Cecil something to actually equip if he or when he goes Paladin. Artemis Arrows gives us bonus damage against dragons, which does include the D-Lunar spot. Strength Gauntlet is good for Sid. Normal Baron Guards here, so that's pretty straightforward. Oop. Well, actually, we probably don't need that, and that might be a little overkill. Let's leave it with poison for now. We'll see who the second spot is. That's actually the challenge. That's fine. Probably actually should have just thrown a bomb, but whatever. Not quite that low. Okay. I'm using life potions on those because with regular enemies, if you use a life potion on them, it revives them with 0 HP, which therefore kills them again instantly. As long as you do it while they're still targetable, you're good. This fight doesn't give XP, and we heal afterwards, so it doesn't matter who ends up alive. AKA, I really don't care if Cecil gets shot with lightning a bunch. Sid's gonna survive it, pretty much guaranteed. Wow. This is more HP than I was expecting. Or that I thought it was. There we go. Another Cecil? 3 Cecils. Okay. I wasn't even paying attention to the fact that that was another Cecil. Okay then. 3 Cecils, a rat tail, bearing key. I mean, I'm still not complaining. I'm never going to complain about multiple Cecils. Cecil's the best character in the game for a reason. I'm kind of debating... No, we'll just go ahead and try it. Actually, isn't there a secret treasure over here or something? I always skip that one, because I usually don't come in here this early. There's actually a decent chunk of treasure here, though, so I'm not feeling like this is a bad thing to do. We don't actually have a super sword for Cecil right now. We have just 1 silver, and we definitely are not very high on heavy armor right now. Ice Brand is actually a really good sword. Dancing Dagger. Well, I can't remember who all can equip that. If any of the characters I'm using right now can equip it, it might be worth it. Pretty sure after this we're going to do our deals. Just because getting Cecil over to Paladin is good. No Dancing Dagger. Okay. But we can do Sorcerer Robe there. And anything here? I mean, leather's better than Prisoner. Yeah, nothing else. I'm save in a separate spot, just so we've got, and just in case this is awful. I mean, I suppose we can just exit out if we need to. But I'm not expecting the base spot to be too bad. It was Sisters? Mega Sisters? Which we don't have any magic users, so I'm fine with that. Maybe stop shooting the Cecils. That'd be great. There we go. Huh. I mean, that works. You may be wondering, if you have a white mage, why are you using healing items instead of, casting spells? And the simple answer is because spells have a lead up time before they actually are cast. Crap. She's out of arrows. I realized that her, actually, that works fine. I realized that her aim command was grayed out like a second before I clicked it, or right as I clicked it. Crystal armor. Technically not great. Prevents you from being berserked, but with multiple Cecils, could be pretty good until we get to the point where we're berserking every time. I'm gonna raid the rest of the treasury quick. Like I said, we're definitely doing ordeals next. This is really good as far as like items and such go. Odin. Odin's not bad. Silent Staff. That's really good. Aegis Shield is good. Silver Apple. Probably not worth it, but we just got a bunch of stuff that's worth a bunch of money, which is kind of part of the important part of collecting items in this game. Trying to remember what could be up there, or think about what could be up there. That time you may be asking, why didn't you just use items? And that's because I care a lot more about preserving items than I do about spending a little bit of MP in that case. Dark Elf. This could be a little rough. We'll see. I can't remember what spot this is based on, and I don't know how good its magic stat is. That could be worse. Actually, no, we're gonna Bacchus here. So Berserk minimizes the time. We're gonna go white arrows here. Actually, you know what? No, we're gonna go Artemis arrows and just nuke him. Because his second form is dragon. That did say 1700. Pause and hold LNR will make that go significantly faster. Fifth character is Yang. Okay. We've got 4 melee and Rosa. Really solid. 2 Cecils, a Yang, a Sid, and Rosa. This is a really powerful party. If I get an edge, or if I get enough swords for that other Cecil, I may go with one of them over Yang. But Yang's got a decent hit point pool, which is nice. And let's see what the item is. Magma Key. Awesome. This is pretty perfect. So what we're going to do So we're going to pop over to our deals. Minor deals we have to fight 3 bosses, but then we get a Paladin Cecil instead of a Dark Knight Cecil. It's a pretty straightforward thing we can do, and it's pretty... shouldn't take too long. We get a key item out of it also. Magma Key will let us get underground after that. When we get underground, we can do a grind. So the first thing I'm going to do is, before I do any other fights as Paladin Cecil, we're going to delve into the little the beach of the underground and do a short grind to get those Paladin levels. And then we're probably gonna do... we'll see if we have any items, but by then, but honestly, I'm gonna leave this as is for now. But I know we had a fire armor here. We're gonna give Yang strength ring. Thunderclaw. Start with Luge. This shouldn't be a super hard fight. I just want to make sure it goes fast. Like that. Decent start. Trying to remember how many hit points this thing actually has. Remedy's only doing 250, so we're actually okay-ish. You know what? I think I can outpace that. We're going to kill the Mazer instead of the Remedy. So we don't have to worry about accidentally dying. Since I was dumb and poison, or didn't get rid of the poison. So they literally can't hurt us. Like at this point, the attacker is gone. We just have to outpace the healing. which basically means we attack with Sid. And again, I don't care if Cecil dies. Which, honestly... I'm killing off the Cecils to make the damaged by poison messages go by. Because the extra animations from their turn and from the damaged by poison messages mean that they're getting more healing off. Probably making the fight go slower overall, and I honestly have no idea where they're at right now as far as hit points goes. But not having to sit there and heal constantly is also kind of nice. Eh, I want to make sure I'm actually making headway before I sit here and do this. Maybe not. I thought Peep told you what its hit points were. Yeah, this thing's kind of fast. Eh. That's not what I was trying to do. Well, I guess that makes that decision. That's not what I was trying to do either. Great. You know what? We're just gonna back out of that. That was a mistake on several levels. I made lots of mistakes, and we're gonna fix that. We could redo this fight really easily. This was not a hard fight. Okay, curing the poison. We're gonna do our row switch. CPU. And we're gonna do this right this time. And take the mazer. Figures the crit was on that guy. Mazer does a set percentage of damage. It's 10% of your hit points every time. Yep, that was a mistake. Last time was a terrible, terrible mistake. Okay, let's do this. Darkness Crystal. Odd. That gives me really awful thoughts here. Antlion. Okay, all sea souls become paladins. Tellas learn their spells. Not that I'm gonna get a Tella. So we've got darkness and magma. We have access to the moon and to the underground. I'm having terrible thoughts right now. And it will largely depend on what is in the item shops for the first few little nearby areas. Yep. So if one of the things in this game is if your characters are under 10 level or 10 levels below the next person, they get triple experience on the encounter. So we've got access to the moon. I'm gonna go directly up after I check a few things. This is just getting the big whale quick. And then I'm gonna go down. Basically, I want to find a coffin. I'm gonna go do a siren. And we've already got hourglasses. And we're gonna go and go to the moon grind spot. I'm gonna check the character there while I'm up there. And we're gonna do one fight on the moon while we're up there to give our sea souls 270,000 experience in one go. Now we do need coffins before we can do that effectively, because our characters are way too weak to actually do that fight efficiently. We're going to spend a really long time fighting enemies there if we don't have coffins. Speak of the devil. Okay. I mean, we probably don't need 10 coffins. Let's buy a 3. We'll eventually need to open the underground anyway because of the to get the crystal, so let's just drop the magma key quick. Sirens are here. Sirens will automatically trigger a specific random encounter. So now we are going to go to the moon. This is basically just for efficiency. We're going to power level our sea souls from 1 to probably in the 30s. and then we'll see who the character on the moon is. If it's an Edge or a Fusoya, that'd be great. If it's not, then I'm less worried. I'd also be okay with, I mean, honestly, another Cecil would kind of be cool here. Unlikely, but cool. I wouldn't complain about, like, a Kane or Yang's not my favorite physical character. That's really where I'm going with this. Rydia? Okay. Good. Easy to pass up. While it is slightly tempting, given that she's coming in at level 1 and we're about ready to do this giant boost. Does Miss Rydia yes? Take her equipment? No. I hate the fact that there's this secondary animation and area every time you go into the airship here. Okay, so we're gonna get the 4 chests. We're gonna check this spot here. There's a boss. There is a boss spot here. Unless it is a few very specific enemies, we're not gonna fight it. Like, I'm honestly not even sure we could survive like Water Hag here, or King Queen Eblin. It would pretty much have to be something with a pretty much have to be something that could be hourglassed. Nope. That's Leviathan. Yep. Wait, what? Apparently you can't use coffins on those. Good to know. Well then, this is potentially dangerous and could take a while. I don't have enough arrows for her to actually keep this up. Sure. We just start wailing on it, I guess. That was my last of those arrows. So we're basically stuck on... Let's see, I guess ice arrows? See how much that does? Yeah, 40. A little less than the 2,000 we were doing. We have to chip away 8,000 hit points this way. These might actually be the best arrows I have right now, too, unfortunately. That's kind of what I was afraid of. Okay. So the hourglass just wore off. It's going to take a little bit to get through this, unfortunately, but I feel like it's going to be worth it in the long run. Really wish I at least had Berserk. I was totally not thinking about the fact that coffins didn't work on these guys. That explains why the runners in races use weak or to lower their hit points instead of coffins. Makes sense. A little more damage. Every little bit to make it go faster. I've made some interesting choices this game, I'm gonna be honest. This is probably not the best choice. I guess ice. That was a mistake. There we go. Worth it. Yang got 13 levels. There we go. Level 38 Cecil after one fight. That's what we were going for. So now we're going to go back down and do Fabul Gauntlet with level 38 Cecil. And we're going to finish Baron Castle. And we're going to go to the underground and do the basic checks there. basically all the stuff on Earth we didn't do yet. And we may just laugh as we completely roll over it. Like, that did take longer than I expected, and honestly, if I had realized that coffins didn't work there, I probably would have taken a slightly different approach, like making sure I actually had Artemis arrows or something equipped that were a little bit more long-lasting. I shouldn't actually have to do much in the way of leveling up at this point. A lot of the natural stuff that comes from there should be good. Slightly amusing watching Sid and Rosa go from the high damage characters to the low damage characters in one fell swoop like that. Tower key. Awesome. Elven Bow is really good for Rosa. Samurai Bow is higher damage, but Elven Bow gives a wisdom bonus, so it's like sort of functions as a staff in that way. Oops. Cat Claw. That's good. I should probably actually like equip things on Cecil. Not that he wasn't already practically invincible with the shield. Let's see, we've got the Odin spot. Trying to think of which spots are relatively quick. We have a very open seed right now where there's a lot of options. We do have a few things specifically that we can go check. We can do full tower. We can check the Land of Summon Monsters as a free one. Let's see, this is either Water Hag or... Okay, perfect. It's pretty hard, but if we can hit it 3 times, we're good. Come on. Shut up, Anna. You're dead. I believe in myself. Legend. Nice. Okay, we're halfway there. Okay. So that puts us at... We're in pretty good shape, I'd say. I did a couple really dumb things that wasted a lot of time. I don't actually think that grind was a complete waste. I wish I would have prepped it differently. It's not the fact that I did it, it's how I did it. Let's do summon monsters next. Actually, I'm gonna do a real quick... quick menu to rearrange your spells. That was probably dumb. Oh well. Okay. Boreas, Ice Brand again. Probably don't need many more Ice Brands. Once we get that third Cecil. Which at this point would not be worth doing, probably. Another bandana, another sorcerer robe. Another ogre axe. Bahamut. Not worth it. I was really kind of hoping for like a Excalibur, Crystal Sword, something along those lines. We do still have a few scary bosses left, but we do also have a lot of easier bosses at this point. So those are both good items to find. I think after we check this, we're going to take our first break. And I'm hoping from here we'll be able to finish it out. Bahamut and Dark Imps or Mylan? Well, let's see. He's weak to fire, so I'm switching out everybody to fire and holy weapons. That's a lot of damage. Okay. Come on. Specifically Cure 3ing on that Cecil so the other Cecil doesn't try and jump in front of him while he's at low health. Because I actually want the other Cecil alive. Because Berserk Firebrand. He's got to be getting close at this point. Text box for damaged by poison is driving me absolutely crazy every time. Spot has so much hit points. Okay. So many hit points, so much... Whatever. Hooray! Getting really awesome edge swords on a seed with no edge so far. Ice Brand is 75. Legend is 40. Fire is 65. Okay. That should be fine. We want to switch this over again to Thunderclaw, I think. Oh, it doesn't matter. Okay. Fire. Silver is 50, so we want to switch back over to Ice Brand. Another cabin. We should be good against Bahamut. We don't have wall, which is one of the downsides here, but we do have a couple Star Veils. So Bahamut's one of the easier bosses. because he's very scripted. Power couple Cecil Rosa. Hooray! Another weapon that isn't this Crystal Sword or Excalibur. Makes me so happy. Not only is it not key items, which would be helpful, it's not useful weapons for the most part. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do like the Artemis bow is useful. But yeah. Which actually we should real quick. Just do Elven bow and arrows. Get that back row glitch going on both of the Cecils, and then probably move one of them into the back row. So we're going to do this. Trying to think of where else we want to go right now. Actually, I think I'm going to go down here real quick. With this party, I want to see if we can find some Bacchus wines. We're going to do Dwarf Castle? Dwarf Castle and Tower are kind of my next two thoughts. We'll do that in case we want to reflect strat at some point. Because it's better than a Cure 2. No Bacchus wine, though. Which probably means Bacchus wines are in Lunar Silk Web. Probably in Dwarf Castle. I'm apparently very easily swayed. I was also so offended by my lack of items that I am completely ignoring the fact that I said I was going to take a break. Yep. Not even acknowledging it. Zeus Gauntlet. Diamond. Blitz Whip. No Rydia. I did consider the Rydia, but no. This is way better. Let's do some quick sales. Probably all we need. I'm gonna real quick double check to make sure he can't equip Sorcerer Robe. Nope. Then I'm gonna give him the Zeus Gauntlet, I think. Because he's the weakest character I've got right now. Then I'm gonna give one of the Cecils the Strength Ring. Specifically the one in the back row, because I want the back row Cecil to be the strongest one. The reason for that is he's less likely to take the damage. Also, he's the one I can berserk. The other Cecil in the front row has a crystal armor, which prevents the berserk status. So unless I get the Avenger's Sword, which I have very rarely actually gotten, which starts you automatically berserked, we're not going to get it. Guards. This could be a joke of a first fight at least, which is good. I appreciate joke of a first fight. Okay. Let's see who the second boss is. We also got Wall. Awesome. That's one of the things we still needed. Just in case we run into like an Asura or something along those lines. It's good to have. Plague even. Theoretically. Mist Dragon. That is so very exciting. No. This is a fight where it's really important to take your time. Slightly less than I just did, but the general idea is there. I stress I didn't actually give Rydia, or Rydia, didn't give Rosa. Okay. So Miss Dragon means we can go do another check real quick after this. Let's see what this is first, though. Defense sword. Better. Not the sword I wanted, but it's better. I mean, at this point, I'd take an Avenger. Sure. Actually taking a break. Hopefully you're still enjoying. If you are, please give me a like and subscribe. Check out the other content on my channel. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments. And as always, have a good one.